Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. Today I have invited Darren to join me and we have a list of topics to talk about. So first we'll talk about AI and some of the AI tools like Mid-Journey and Chat GPT. And secondly we'll talk about Twitter, and then lastly we'll talk about Tesla because Tesla just released the earnings results. Okay, how are you, Darren?
I'm doing okay. I just got back from Japan with family.
Yeah.
I do have more free time right now, keeping a lookout for tech sales roles. As you know, there's been a lot of layoffs around the industry, so one step at a time.
So how's the trip? The trip?
The trip was really nice. It's our family trip back to Japan after 4 years, after COVID. Some of you may have heard this story before, but as a family, we try to go back to Japan every year. The reason is because when we bought our HDB in Toa Payoh 4 years ago, I shared with my wife. There's a condo next door that's like $1.5 million. The HDB is around $900,000. So I said, if we get the HDB, the savings equals to a family trip to Japan every year for the rest of our life. So that's my commitment to family.
Wow, that's nice. That's a very nice way to bridge the gap.
Yeah, we try.
And good return on that. I think definitely the trips, the experience definitely much better than just living in more expensive houses.
If we need a pool, we can go to a friend's house. We don't use gym as well.
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the topics. The first one I want to ask is, in the past 6 months, there's so many tools, AI tools that came out. So I noticed that you have been using Chat GPT, Mid-Journey. I don't know there are others. So share with us, how are you using all these tools and how do you find it so far?
It's been very mind-blowing, eye-opening for me. Chat GPT is the most famous generative AI tool where you just ask it to write essays for you, or when I'm interviewing, right? Sometimes the interviewers ask the question like, what's your 90-day plan? So you just literally write the prompt here, write me a 90-day plan for a marketing director, and it gives you day 30, day 60, day 90, very, very detailed. Or let's say your kids have a school assignment, like write about Singapore's path to independence. Chat GPT gives you a great answer.
Yeah.
There are tools to detect the Chat GPT, but smart kids just take the raw material and rewrite in their own words, add a few mistakes, and it's harder to spot. So it's been a good tool. Chat GPT has been a good tool to help us think about points that we're missing, consider other angles, or give us ideas for video topics or content topics. So that's one, Chat GPT. So I paid for it, so I'm using the version 4 of Chat GPT. Then second tool I'm using is Mid-Journey AI. That's generative art. It creates square box art. You can make all kinds of prompts. So I actually made an event logo for TeslaCon Singapore happening on 11/11 using that. Just 2 minutes of prompt. I said, just prompt /imagine, use Discord to write it, /imagine Tesla event in Singapore or Tesla event logo in Singapore. And after a few hashes, give me a very simple logo. Boon says it looks like HSBC logo. Let us know what you think. That one also, I paid for it. I paid about $30 a month for Mid-Journey.
Yeah.
The reason why I pay for these two tools is payment forces me to make sure I get the most ROI from it.
Yeah.
If I don't pay, I may feel like I'm taking it for granted. So now that I feel the pain of payment, I think, am I making good use of it or not? Otherwise, I should unsubscribe, yes? Yeah. So very eye-opening. And just think about it. The tools that we see today, some people already can't tell the ChatGPT essays.
Yeah.
Some people already can't tell that the Mid-Journey art is fake.
Yeah.
Like the Pope with the big vest recently, yes?
Yeah.
And these tools that you see today are in its worst possible form. It only gets better from here.
Yep.
Imagine 5 years from now. Most people will not be able to distinguish this between reality.
Yeah.
10 years from now, very rare, very, very hard to distinguish between reality. The fake may be more real than the real. In fact, some people say the way to tell that the picture is real is when it doesn't look too perfect.
Yeah.
If the picture is too perfect, they question it already. Last time when we were in school, right, our friends would say, pics or it didn't happen. You go on a hot date, pics. You bought a new car, pics. Now pics, okay lah. Go to Mid-Journey, generate a pic. And people were like, no, Boon, Darren, are you kidding us? Bring us there. Now it's like, show me or it didn't happen, right? No more pics already.
Yeah.
It's really changed our world.
Yeah. So you see all these tools, right? They are getting a lot better, and I guess from now on there will be more and more people using it, right? So do you think that let's say on the content creation space, will it be a situation where all of us getting talking about the same thing, or there's convergence in terms of the content because there are more and more people using these kind of tools? Do you think this will be the effects?
what these tools have done for us is that it's draw to the surface the importance of questions. The question becomes more important than the answer. Because if everyone's making the same prompt, like video script for Tesla Q1 earnings, you're going to get the same answers.
Yeah.
So you need to ask the right questions. So if you prompt to Chat GPT, what are 3 things that most people will not be talking about in Q1 earnings?
Yeah.
You see? It's the prompt that matters, not the answer.
Yeah.
Ask the right prompt, you get something different.
Yeah.
So I think people will start using their own resourcefulness, creativity. We will be better at asking questions.
Yep. So let's say if now it's not just like okay, before all these tools is available, I would say 100% of your content is like, okay, you have to think about the content.
Yeah.
From 0 to 100% is all Darren's view,
Yeah.
and you structured the whole thing. Now with all these tools, they help us, right? So it's a bit like, okay, 50-50 or 30-70 or whatever percentage, right? So you're getting a helping hand on that. We have all these helps, right?
Yeah.
How do we balance, where's the sweet spot that you think? How do we balance your own creativity versus creativity from tools like ChatGPT? Yeah.
I feel like it's what you bring to the table. Creativity means different things. For some people, they want to hear an original idea, an original thought. But for some people, it could be the same standard idea, but the way that Boon delivers it is so unique. Yeah? So there's a lot of ways to manifest creativity. And when people watch content, they're watching for 3 reasons. To be entertained, they love your personality, even if you're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
To be educated, they're learning something new. Maybe got a new point, or same point but different perspective. Or to be inspired. The way you say it makes us want to take action.
How long do you think it will take for some AI tools? It's not just text and images, come up with a video, and it's a video of yourself talking to the extent that let's say they are able to fool 5 out of 10 people that okay, it is real Darren that is talking, even though this whole thing is generated by AI. Do you think it will take very long, or just
3 years.
Okay.
I say 3 years because now people are already doing hack solutions to do it even today.
Yeah.
They're using multiple tools. You go to YouTube, you search for that, you will find some videos. It's a lot of effort because they got to use prompts from different tools to bring it together. They got to use audio files, they got to use generative voice file programs. There isn't one program to do everything yet. I say 3 years the technology is available, but there will also be likely more regulation, fairly. Because they don't want people to suddenly just generate like a Putin or Obama video. It can cause a lot of real world consequences very immediately.
Yeah.
The technology will be there in 3 years. Whether it's publicly available to everyone or not, that's a different story. The challenge is governments, spy agencies, militaries will probably weaponize this. So we need to be very thoughtful as people. Whatever we see, hear, or even in the future touch, to seek to understand where is this coming from. Take some time to process and don't react instantly to anything that we see and observe. Because it's going to be quite hard to tell what's real. Today when you're watching this video, this is legit, this is real. All the people walking around us is real. It's pretty hard to generate this with generative AI.
Yes.
Even our authentic laughter, our micro expressions. But 3 years from now, I believe AI can do this entire video.
Yeah.
Dot by dot. In fact, make it a challenge. If someone can make this exact video with generative AI 3 years from now, I'll give you 10 Tesla stock.
Wow. record.
Yeah, I'll give you 10 Tesla stock if you can make this same exact video 3 years from now. So today is 22nd April, Earth Day 2023.
Anything that excites you in terms of all this ChatGPT or AI tools development?
We'll start with the good. The good is people are now able to express themselves more. I had some friends who say they're not good at drawing, but they're good at thinking up the ideas. So now the tool is like another limb for them to create what was only in their mind. And that is so liberating to some people. It's like I got a friend who she's trying to do interior design for a new home. And so she just made a prompt like, I want an indoor glass house with this material. And Mid-Journey AI just create a few sample images. She can send to an interior designer and say, this is what I want. Because you can say it or you can show it, yeah? A picture shows 1,000 words. So I think that's the good. It's been very liberating for some people creatively.
Yeah.
Then from a life perspective, let's say we've got Alzheimer's or we're immobile. No matter how much our family loves us, there's a certain extent of patience, and sometimes we just need another or we want to talk to other people. Maybe if I'm bedridden, I may not want to talk to Boon every day, even though I love him a lot. If let's say he's a family member, maybe I want to talk to a stranger, I want to talk to someone in Japan or in Germany, I want to explore the world. AI allows us to do that. Because even Sam Altman of OpenAI said that in the future, Chat GPT will be tailored to you, your values, and what you want. So if you want to have a dating conversation with AI, you could as well. Yeah.
That's crazy.
People always say that the industry that drives a lot of innovation is the sex industry, right? So you'll see a lot of innovation come out there, for better and for worse, the good and bad come out.
Yep.
So that's the good. I think it gives a lot of possibilities. And the AI again extends to the physical world through robots. So whether it's Boston Dynamics or the Xiaomi bot or a Tesla bot, the physical manifestation of this bot means you can tell it, take care of my dog for 2 hours, walk my chihuahua, clean my house, help serve in my barista bar today for the day shift because Frank is sick. Or automate our life. So there's the digital and also the physical manifestation of AI.
Yep.
Our world is going to be so different 10 years from now, in good and in bad ways.
Thanks for sharing the news on all these AI tools. Let's switch gear a little bit and talk about Twitter. So both of us are not Twitter shareholders. I was shareholder once after the privatization is no longer. So I wanted to ask you, Elon, he has some goals and some roadmap in terms of how to bring Twitters to a different level. So can you summarize for us, in your view, what he planned to do over the next 2 to 3 years?
He's actually projected this even decades ago with X, X.com. Recently, last week, Twitter is now part of X Corporation. It's no longer Twitter Incorporated. His roadmap is to become kind of like the everything app, to oversimplify like the WeChat for the rest of the world. Payments is going to be very important. So there's some cheeky things that they're doing, but there's some very smart business things that are being done. Twitter, getting people to subscribe for Twitter Blue. What do you need to do to subscribe to Twitter Blue? Add your credit card details. What happens when you add your credit card details? It's step 1 to a payments platform. Step 1. So Twitter now has more credit card details than many other social media platforms. So even if most people don't subscribe, they still have more credit card details than most other social media platforms. Consider that. That's very significant. The bigger plan is, as you can see in all his recent media interviews, he's trying to be a free and open platform. A lot of people will violently disagree with it, but that's also because of values. So they say, how can you unlock Putin's account or some of the Russian officials' account? But he feels that if we are truly trying to be a free society, that everyone should have a right to argue their views. And if someone is talking rubbish, you should be able to discern it. The good thing in Twitter now is that the community notes is used really well. Very sharp clapback. So it makes people a lot more afraid to post rubbish on Twitter because the community notes will make them look silly very quickly. And it's a very public thing. In some posts, the community notes is much longer than the actual post itself. And this is not just normal people. Some presidents, they cannot community notes as well. They make a statement, let's say, I'm pro-union. Community notes say, no, you block the union effort for railroad workers, for instance. What it does to you and me is that it creates suddenly a new venue where it feels more authentic. It feels more real time. Some of you have probably seen this clip where in the US, some of these news stations, it shows one station first, then it maps out to 50 stations, they're all saying the same script. You've seen that clip before? It's on YouTube, on Twitter. It's like people are being fed a script. Whereas on Twitter, it's an authentic conversation. So recently, when Elon Musk had the Twitter spaces with the BBC journalists, everything was live. Then you see later on when the publication writes their own version, people will say, I see what's the angle here. Because they've seen the source of truth. They've seen the reality. And I think that's what people aspire for, to see what's really happening. But it's very scary for governments, for some large organizations, because then media is a form of control. You've seen that in your books in politics or in sociology when in school. Twitter is creating a lot of enemies for Elon. It's creating a lot of enemies because people realize how powerful it is.
Definitely powerful. The community notes, I'm very curious. It was written by normal people's, right? And they have some way to rank it and to say, okay, this is the page that we're going to put on that, right? How does it work? Do you know the details?
I don't know the details. That's a good question. My perception is like it's kind of like a Wikipedia editor.
Yeah.
But actually, if someone can do a deep dive on it, it'll be very helpful. Like do some myth busting. Who's behind community notes? Is there a shadow council? Could Boon and I do community notes?
Yeah.
I would love to know more as well.
Yeah. Interesting on that part. I noticed that as well. So I think my next question is, I have been seeing some changes on the platform. Okay, the subscription, the blue subscription is one thing. The other thing is, like, we know that is coming is the subscription to something like a channel. I think what Elon's want to move to is to become like a video platform, so that people can post their content and then you can subscribe, and it can be a channel for monetization and so on, right? So what's your take on this, and do you think that they are on the correct path?
It's a great path, a great alternative, but it's going to be a journey. So right now, people can subscribe to you, be a member to you on Twitter, and you can often differ benefits, whether it's exclusive videos, exclusive posts, like Troy Tesla will put like exclusive, let's say, forecast for Tesla deliveries. There's a lot more work to be developed because Elon's building from a very low foundation. What I mean by that is, there's right now, let's talk about video. There's a video upload limit of 2 gigabytes. Elon just responded to Stephen Mark Ryan that we'll increase it to 5 gigabytes.
Yeah.
Because otherwise you have to post, his videos are very long, like 30 minutes. So Elon said you can post 720p. YouTube can do 4K, right? There's no meaningful size limit.
Yeah.
Second, video controls. You can't watch at 0.5, 2x speed. Then there's also saving videos. There isn't a video tab as well for creators.
Yeah.
So let's say you go to Tesla Daily or Sawyer Merritt, there isn't a video tab to curate all the videos properly yet. You can pin some posts to the videos, but there's still more curation to be done. Playlists. So I think a lot of this will come with the right efforts behind Twitter. What people are excited about is suddenly the emergence of a credible threat. And what that does is it then makes Meta, it then makes Google a lot more competitive. Like, okay, we cannot rest on our laurels. We cannot assume that YouTube's here forever because Twitter is going to move. They are going to move. Yeah. And I recently got a note from Meta saying, you put in your bank details, we'll monetize you. So like these things is a net benefit to everyone. Even if you're not using Twitter, Twitter is helping every creator in every platform have a better experience because they now feel scared, threatened by Twitter.
Yeah.
They don't want to lose to Twitter. Twitter is everything again. The other platform is everything to lose. Twitter is starting from zero. And Elon has said for the first year, they will not collect any platform fees. It's only from Apple or Android if you subscribe in the operating system. If you go to the web browser, you just pay a margin for the payments processor. And after year 1, Twitter will take a small markup, but that's it.
So you are going to put your contents, exclusive contents on Twitter?
Again, it's a work in journey. I'll try to put exclusive content on Twitter as well. So please be a member, subscribe to my Twitter account. It helps fund my trips around the world, talk to Tesla investors, Tesla owners, go to Tesla factories, talk to employees and also other industry folks.
Okay. Actually, I want to ask in terms of investment, right? Because I'm also monitoring not just Twitter we can't invest, but companies like Alphabet, Google, we can invest, right? So you see, for Twitter, they are now current the social media, and they want to move into like content platform. Say for example, take video, okay? So video, but on YouTube side, they are content platforms. Well, I think they tried to move into social with Google Plus, but it fails. So do you think that now YouTube, they will move more towards social to create some similar functionality with Twitter? Do you think that that's where they will converge, or do you think that they will stay where they are now and just focus on the video? Because as of now, in terms of the experience, I would still say YouTube is the best, and it's very hard to challenge that. So I'm thinking that Twitter invading into YouTube space, is it harder or is it the other way around? Which one is harder?
These are my personal views only. I think it's much easier to create a video platform than an engaging social platform because a social conversation takes trust and it's a force of habit. Like, you got to log in every day. You don't have to watch a video platform every day. You can watch a video platform once a week. It's like watching TV. You have your own schedule. But a social platform is a lot more sticky, good and bad. yeah, good and bad, because you also don't want addiction as well. But the stickiness then creates a daily usage habit.
Yeah.
The daily usage habit is essential when it comes to being a payments platform and you're becoming an everyday app.
And Elon mentioned about the addiction, right? He mentioned about he want to maximize the non-regret time.
Yeah.
These people spend time on it, they feel that they are learning something and
Yes.
not just like just addict and pure entertainment, right?
Yeah.
But what's your take on that?
I think of all the people to do it, Elon's the best person to do it. Why? Because he clearly isn't doing this for the money. He spent $44 billion. He's not doing this for the money at all, and that scares the heck out of other social media related companies because they are doing it for the money.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a mission, but the money part's a much bigger percentage for them compared to Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Elon can make the money from SpaceX and Tesla and his many other companies. He clearly does not need the money from Twitter. He needs it to break even so that it's a healthy business.
Yep.
But he doesn't need this to be the most profitable company out there.
Yeah.
That's very different.
Yeah.
Twitter is very bare bones now compared to the old company where you see the day in the life of Twitter, eating your kombucha and all that. That's gone. So I believe he's the best person to do that, to really make the time spent on social media. It will never be perfect. There will always be some percentage of regrettable time. It's like how our time with family, there's also a percentage of regrettable time, and that's family. So imagine social media. But I think he's going to be more impactful in bringing that percentage down. And the innovations on Twitter will also force the other social media companies to be better and healthier as well.
Yeah.
Otherwise, people will stop using other social media platforms too.
Yeah. That's true.
So again, the key point here is even if you hate Elon Musk, even if you hate Twitter, he's helping everyone be better.
Yeah. I do think that that's a very noble goal, because it's not really like just to make you engage for the sake of engagement. It's really like how to improve the quality so that you spend your time and get something back.
Yes.
That's good. Yeah.
And a lot of Tesla investors hate him for it. They say, oh, you have to sell Tesla stock. Even the parrots here agree. They're like, yeah. See, the parrots are like, Team Twitter. But a lot of Tesla investors say, oh, the Tesla stock was down so much because Elon has sell his stock. So he gets hate from some Tesla investors.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, now we need to talk about Tesla because Tesla just released the earnings. Have you been following the earnings call and look at the numbers and what's your take on the results?
Gally summarized it really well on Twitter. He says, short-term pain, long-term Gucci. That means long-term good. That means in the short term, the margins, they're going down. To again expand on infrastructure, or expand on the car fleet, on expand on R&D, on getting what people are ridiculing them for, FSD. And you see all these memes, like 8 years in a row, Elon Musk say FSD is here, FSD is here, FSD is here. Now the thing they don't realize is every year they post this meme is one step closer that Elon is getting to FSD. There are other companies who quit their dream after 3-4 years. You say, F it. Now after 8 years of disappointment, it's clearly very embarrassing, right, if you want to achieve something, but he keeps on doing it. So if someone is doing it after 8 years of your deemed failures, what does that tell you? Are you going to bet against the person who's trying, or are you going to bet with the person who's memeing? I'm betting with the person who's trying. Because you try enough times, it will happen. You try enough times, it will happen. It's objectively getting better step by step every single year. I'm going to do FSD beta road trip this June. I'll find out for myself. The good thing for someone like me is I don't see the incremental month by month progress because I'm not in the US.
Yeah.
So my last time at FSD beta was September last year. So I get to see the leap after 1 year.
Yeah.
It's more obvious to me.
Yep.
It's like going from 2G to 5G.
Jump.
Yeah.
So this road trip is to
California.
California. Okay.
It's a family trip to California.
Yeah.
So that's just talking about how in the short term we're investing a lot. There will be a lot of pain. There is no guarantee for success. But that's the joy and fun of life, right? If it's a guarantee already, Tesla shouldn't be a stock, Tesla should be a bond already.
Yes, exactly.
There's no guarantee, but for me, as I dig deeper and understand a little bit more, there's always nuance behind every story. I'll give you an example. This week's headlines was SpaceX rocket exploded on launch. That's a headline. You just Google search, right? Most of the headline is the rocket exploded on launch.
Yeah.
So to a layman, if you're not a subject matter expert, be like, oh, failure.
Yeah.
But if you go to all the space Reddit, all the space communities, go to NASA, they say, astounding success. He got off the launch pad, he had 2.5 minutes of flight data, and even when the rocket flipped, the whole thing was structurally intact.
Yeah.
The explosion was detonated by the SpaceX team.
Yeah.
It was not caused by structural damage.
Yeah.
The team said, okay, it's time to detonate this because of safety.
Mm.
So to the people who know, tremendous success.
I saw the celebrations that they showed the
Correct.
footage, right? They were
Correct.
all cheering.
And it's not just SpaceX people who are saying success, it's other third-party people who are saying
Yeah.
really well done.
Yeah.
Other astronauts saying this is amazing. And it can only get better from there. Falcon 9 failed many times before a successful launch. You've seen a 1-minute YouTube clip, you go to SpaceX channel, all of their failures before the successful launches. And now 8 years later, no one can still land back rockets at Falcon 9. The point here is, if you're not a subject matter expert, sometimes you read media headlines, you get a very distorted reality of, the perception of reality.
Yeah.
So dig deeper, understand a little bit more. The long-term fundamentals of Tesla are solid. Tesla is doing price cuts not because they are forced to do it. They don't have to.
Yeah.
In fact, most people like Gary Black or Ross Gerber say, advertise. You'll ask me a question about that later.
Yeah.
But they choose to do a price cut. I mean, that's fair, right? They choose to do it. No one's forcing them to do a price cut.
Yeah.
They're not reacting to BYD or Volkswagen. In fact, others are reacting to them. It is dangerous when you see a company choosing to do it because think about all the other auto companies. They now have to decide, do I keep my prices and deal with far less sales, or do I reduce my prices and have even losses?
Yeah.
Most people are not making money on EVs.
Yeah. I find this marketing debates on Twitter sometimes quite interesting because after a couple of months there will be one topics. Say for example, a few months back it was like share buyback.
Yeah.
I believe those who are debating on the share buyback, some of them might not even know what is share buyback. It's just that because Tesla, in the community, someone talk about this and then there's huge debate, right?
Yeah.
Then after that, the share buyback things is like nobody talking about it. Now comes to market things, right?
Yeah.
So there are two things I want to like dig into more details with you. So on the marketing, do you think that they should spend money for advertisement? That's one.
Yeah.
And secondly, why they don't want to do that? Yeah.
So let's talk about that. So first thing to validate is, does paid advertising work? The short answer is yes, it does. Otherwise, companies will not be spending billions on them.
Yeah.
They clearly work. Boon's company uses it, my company uses it, most of your companies advertise. They will not do something that doesn't work, especially in a recession. And I'm talking about specifically performance marketing, not brand marketing like feel-good marketing, but performance marketing, lead generation, online sales, offline sales. That clearly works. Even if you go to, let's say, your HDB block, you saw the stickers like call loan shark for these 7 digits. They just place a sticker there, or like a call this plumber. Do these things work even though you never used it before? Yes, it does. Otherwise, they will not be doing it in 2023.
Yes.
People don't do things that don't work. The benefit needs to outweigh the cost for people to continue doing things that even you consider that is stupid.
Yeah.
Because we just don't have the data.
Yep.
But it
True.
clearly works enough that they're doing it.
Yeah.
So advertising works. Full stop. Now, Tesla's choice to not do it is because it comes back to a company that's founder-led and mission-oriented. Tesla's mission: accelerate the world's transition to sustainable energy, not become the world's most profitable automaker. As an outcome of that, even in Master Plan Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, reducing prices help with the number one pain point of EVs. The number one pain point of EVs is not enough chargers. Most people just will tell you, it's just, I can't afford it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Elon Musk has shared a few times, Tesla does not have a desirability problem, you have an affordability problem. At the right price point, most people will want a Tesla. You could argue that for any other cars, but Tesla has far higher desirability than most other cars. Go to any primary school, go to any secondary school, go to any university, go to any KPMG, PwC, ask them, do you want a Tesla or do you want a Volvo?
Yeah.
Do you want a Tesla or do you want a BYD? Or even for the same price, do you want a Tesla or do you want a BMW? The desirability will likely be higher on a Tesla. With lower affordability, they focus on that mission. Could Tesla optimize and maximize their profit mix with advertising? Yes, they can. Will they eventually advertise? Yes, they will. Because Elon's not going to be around forever. One day, they may have a Tim Cook as a CEO, they will eventually advertise. It's a matter of when and not if. That's probably the time when Warren Buffett starts investing in Tesla. That may be 10 years from now. So right now, the bigger question asked is, without advertising, is Tesla still growing? Is Tesla still profitable? Is Tesla still achieving its mission? And the answer is yes, yes, yes.
So you are saying that they are leaving monies on the tables, and that's fine, right? Okay. Because of the price cut in Q1, we saw that all this, operating margin, everything, all this dropped, right? So say for example, there's one of the viewer is curious and they are concerned with this kind of development, not just what happened in Q1, but things that might be happen in like subsequent quarters.
Yes.
What will you say to the person who are like worried and want to sell their shares?
If you don't believe in something, sell your stock. You shouldn't have sleepless nights or too many worry about something.
Yeah.
You should do something because you genuinely believe in it. Don't invest in something that you have a lot of doubts on. So it's okay to stay in the sidelines when you've resolved it and you believe and your conviction is strong. Your own conviction, not borrowed conviction by some YouTuber, then you do it. During COVID, Tesla raised prices globally roughly about 7 times. People didn't complain. Now, they're reducing prices back down. Again, the prices are still higher than 2018 prices.
Yep.
You look at the Model 3, Model Y price in 2018, it's still lower than today's price. Back when Tesla increased prices, no owner went to Tesla and said, oh, let me pay you the difference. So now like Singapore, just reduced 5%, right? Some people were very upset. Oh, how can you do that? But if Tesla increased price at 5%, are you going to give Tesla back the 5%?
Yeah.
You won't. Again, willing buyer, willing seller. I think what some, especially business or marketing professionals say is, it reduces the certainty on Tesla. I don't know whether I'm buying an appreciating or a depreciating asset. Like in 2020 when you bought a Tesla, it felt like you were buying a bond, like an appreciating asset.
Yeah.
Used car prices are going up, you could sell at a profit. Some people feel like, oh, now my car could actually go down in price, which is true. But again, that's not Tesla's and Elon Musk's focus. Their focus on is who can now afford this car. So for some owners who are disappointed, there are many more owners who say, it doesn't make sense to buy another EV or a Mercedes or BMW EV now because the Tesla is just so much more compelling. You live in a market of EV tax credits. Yeah. Now, think about it, even in Singapore, we already have 2,000 Tesla owners. A Tesla here costs 250k and there are 2,000 owners. 1/3 of our country's EVs are Tesla.
Yeah.
Because 6,500 EVs, 1/3 of them are Tesla. Even at this price where one Tesla in Singapore can buy 4 Teslas in other markets, people are still buying Teslas here.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? So, some people wish that there's more. One thing that can be optimized is maybe give a schedule. Okay, if you make price adjustments, make them at most once a quarter. But then they may also impact the order flow, the deal flow, the demand, right? Or it may make the sales team tell the customers, oh, just wait until this time. So they can't tell the sales team because if you work in pricing in any company before, the pricing team data is always kept within the pricing team. They cannot tell it to the sales team or anyone else as well. So I give you one downside story on this. No company is perfect. When I was in Japan recently, I was talking to some owners who bought their Tesla just before the price cut in Japan in December last year.
Yeah.
Like 1 week before. The sales team in Japan are telling them, oh, get it now before the prices go up.
Okay.
So when the price went down, after the owner picked up his car 1 week later, he went back to the Tesla Japan team and said, what happened? And they said, we didn't know as well. We didn't know.
Yeah.
And if you know Japanese culture, they don't like to upsell or oversell you, right? They're always very conservative. So the local teams will not know also. Because if they know, they will tell the customer to wait.
Yeah.
Yeah?
But they will also hurt their reputations as a salesperson, right? Because they are giving information they based on their own opinion or whatever. But
Correct.
now it seems, at least for the customer, it feels like cheated because of the the information isn't correct, right?
That's fair. So I think for anyone, whether you're in Tesla sales or you're a buyer, just be mindful that the prices can go up, can go down. Manage your own expectations. Yeah.
Yeah. Same for the price of the car can go up and down. Share price also can go up and down.
Clearly, both are very volatile, very consistent.
Yeah. Any other closing statement when it comes to Tesla or any other things that you want to share?
I find that in my 2-year journey as a Tesla investor so far doing this, that it's a gift that this is a B2C company. You could see it on the roads, you could see it progress happening. when I was in Japan this time, I was sharing Boon tea over breakfast at McDonald's again, naturally. And I saw so many more superchargers and a lot more Teslas. My last trip to Japan in 2018 or 2019, I only saw one Tesla in Tokyo. This trip I saw more than 50 Teslas in Tokyo and Kyoto. So that's progress right there. Okay, no company is perfect. Do your own research. Don't follow what we do. Learn from what we do. Learn from our mistakes. And I'm curious to hear as well, what have you learned and grown as an investor this year?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much, Darren, for sharing all your opinions and views. Really helpful. Thank you. All right. See you in the next one. Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.